we're at a time where the signs, the wonders, and the miracles are going to increase in a dramatic way. I believe we're in a double portion with the form and the latter rain and the same things. See, we're coming to the end of an age, but in Hebrew, it's you're coming to the fullness of it, where it's all fulfilled, where it's completed. 7, where it's completed, fully complete. The Sheba, in Hebrew, the number 7 is Sheba, which comes from Shaba. Shaba, to complete it, fullness. And so when there's a fulfilling and you come to the fullness, there's an overflow. And the overflow brings the new beginning, brings the next thing. It's like a birthing that takes place. I mean, women know when you came to full term, when that child in you came to the place of the fullness of its maturing inside of you, it had to come out. If it stayed in, it died. Guess what? The churches chose to stay in, and they're dying. Because they won't move on. They won't move into the new thing because it doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same. It is a different function. No longer can you just be attached to the umbilical cord and it's all done for you. When a baby comes out of the womb, they got to learn how to eat for themselves. And you start out as a suckling. I understand that. That's good. And you poo-poo in your diaper and all that, and you're maturing and growing. But you can't stay a baby. We're supposed to mature and grow up. You can't stay in the womb. You have to come out. And what comes first? The water breaks. There's a breaking of water. There's a water falling. There's a waterfall. There's a gushing of water that comes forth. That's a sign that something new is coming that's going to be birthed into this realm. Something concealed is about to be revealed. I hope you have ears to hear today. And so, the Lord started speaking to me about these things, the mysteries. So you've heard all these, but I'm going to read some of them. Proverbs 25:2. Just a few years ago, became like a really important scripture to me. It is the glory of God. That word glory is kabod. It means heavy. It means thick, weighty. It is the glory of God to conceal. Interesting word. To conceal a thing. Remember Daniel? He got a lot of mystery, a lot of revelation. And then he was told he had to conceal it because it wasn't time for it to be revealed. But see, there was a conception. It was revealed or given, imparted into Daniel. He was allowed to see it so that it would be imparted into him in this realm. Something out of that realm imparted into him, not to be revealed, but to be concealed for a time. For it to reach a full age, come to the time of its revealing. And I believe that we're in that Daniel 12 time of the fullness and the revealing. It's time for what's hidden to be seen. It's time for what's concealed to be revealed. It's time for the mysteries that were concealed to now be revealed through us, the church. It's the kabod of God. So what does God conceal? He conceals it in His glory. It's concealed in the glory. So guess what? When you go into the glory, you can see it. It's no longer concealed, hidden from you. It's just hidden from those on the outside. It's hidden from those that want to stay in the outer court and the inner court, the holy place. But they don't want to go into the Holy of Holies. And see, this morning's worship was so prophetic, so powerful. Once we got into the flow of it, because I don't know if you could hear me, but I started just saying those things before I don't know what songs they were going to do. But, I just began to see, we can't stay in the outer court. You can't just stay in the holy place. He's calling us into the Holy of Holies to live there, to abide there, to stay there, because that's where the mysteries are. That's where the deep things of God, that's where the things for our day are at. See, the things in the outer court were for their day, for a prior day, a past revelation, which isn't bad. You got to have it. Present revelation, present truth does not destroy past truth. It builds upon it. It adds to it. It's another part. It's another. I don't want to say layer. It's a deeper part of it. It's more on it. It's connected to it. It sits upon it. And so we have to have the outer court, because you can't get into the Holy of Holies without going through the outer court. You know what I'm talking about, right? David's tabernacle. You can't go into Moses' tabernacle. You can't go into the holy place without coming through the outer court. That's how it works. But then you got to keep going. So the outer court, I mean, Spirit of the Lord convicted my heart that I wasn't saved. And that there was a sacrifice for me, place of my salvation, where I had to say yes to Him and no to me, where I gave up my will, And then the holy place where the gifts of the Spirit, the revelations, the menorahs there, the light of God, you come into that place, and the gifts and the fruit and all that stuff begins to operate and work. And you the showbread, and intercession and prayer and worship and all that stuff is in the holy place. But and you don't do away with that. It's still part of me. Still part of my life. I love all of that. But that's not the destination. The destination is the Holy of Holies, because that's where you're going to encounter Him in person, in the fullness of all that He has for us, all that He is, all that He has concealed. It's the glory of God to conceal a thing. That's why there was a curtain that had no door, that had no opening. Everything in there was concealed by His glory. It was the hidden place. It was the secret place. It was called the Holy of Holies. And the Lord sang both those songs to me while I was sitting there before you guys ever started playing them. I heard both of them. And then they started playing it. So that's good. It's powerful.